All right, we're back.
VCR.
Here we go. VCR from like 60 years ago.
I know.
Here it is. Pay close attention.
What is it? Still has an unusually high fever. Eyes don't open. Getting a pulse, but just barely breathing. Her skin is all charred. Even when I change the bandages, the blood and pus just start oozing through. Why? What is keeping that child alive? I can't stand it any longer. I won't tell a soul. Promise. So please.
What do you think happened? That's what
She was taking care of what's her face.
she's taking care of
Alessa, and she wanted out because her psychic powers are keeping her alive. Was it her psychic powers?
It wasn't the psychic powers.
Okay, it was the ritual that...
The ritual that happened was they were performing the ritual to birth the god, but I'm going to tell this right now.
Yeah. Get ready.
I have to say it right now. Hold on. This room will explain some. Actually, let me check these rooms first.
Where would the clipping be, so that way we can just use that room?
The clipping?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what room it is in because I've never been there.
Then let's just use it. Let's use a random room.
I've never. I mean, I've been in the room, but I don't know where the document would be. Oh, I need this shit. I have to turn off that. I still have to go get that other key all the way upstairs.
Oh. What you were saying?
I'm gonna wait for that last cutscene to play first.
Got it. But yeah, so yeah, that explained that. So I was right in what I thought happened with her, especially since.
Ah, damn it! Of course, I had to turn off the elevator. It's this one. Now all the enemies are invisible. Get out of here, man.
They're all invisible?
Yeah.
They all have different sounds now.
No, those are the school kid enemies, remember? Those
yeah.
Now that power's off, I can finally take this.
Oh yeah. The electricity is running through it.
There we go, and now we're at the very end of the game here, man. What door is it? This one? There we go. Shit. Oh, it's this one. Remember she's running into that door earlier?
Yeah.
All these doors have something to do with her childhood.
Oh. Interesting. Oh, okay, I'm starting to see. Because then there was a butterfly room.
Mm-hmm. But that was her own. That was actually her bedroom, but I'm gonna go in there later. This room. Here we go.
Everything is going according to plan, sheltered in the womb.
But it's not done yet. Half the soul is lost. That is why the seed lies dormant.
And what soul remains captured in that husk is buried deep down in the subconscious.
Are you trying to say it won't work? That wasn't our agreement.
No, these are just stalling tactics. If we lend a hand, we will be able to get power. Never fear, the promise shall not be broken.
But the power we could draw now will be very weak. Almost nothing. Unless we get the other half of the soul.
We'll use a magical spell. Feeling this child's pain, it's sure to come.
But that will take time.
So that means is that this room again from earlier. That means is that they were performing a ritual to birth the god. From Alessa, who at the time was 7 or 14, I can't remember.
Okay.
She's 7 or 14, she's young. And there are two ways to take this. People, there's still no explanation perfectly because it can be taken either two ways. One is that when they're performing the ritual, the heightened psychic energy and whatever reached its climax, and the boiler in the basement of the house exploded and burned Alessa alive. Burned her until she was basically dead. But the psychic power, but during that burning, she split her soul into two halves. One half was this charred body that they kept alive here, and the other half turned into that baby that ended up at the highway where Harry picked up.
All right then.
And then they said, okay, right now the power isn't big enough, but when that other half of the soul becomes stronger, we will be able to call it back to Silent Hill with a spell. That's why Cheryl wanted to go to Silent Hill. So Harry brought her, and then she reverted back into Heather. Not Heather.
Alyssa?
She reverted back into Alessa and was in the road, and he swerved to miss.
And Harry just happens to be some random guy.
Harry is just the random guy that picked her up.
Good job,
But
Harry.
So that's saying they're making that meaning above the Alessa's burned body that's being kept alive.
Yeah.
And Lisa was the nurse that was the one that they kept her drugged in order to keep her able to go down to this basement and take care of that secret patient. But the emotional stress of that was so high that she couldn't take it anymore. So that's what we got with that VCR and that diary. And this is where she is being held for 7 years. And because she had the demon god inside of her, she was subject to this nightmare.
All right.
The whole nightmare world. She was subject to that for 7 years while Cheryl grew up. So she experienced this all the time.
Okay.
And she has been trying to spread that seal around, because when you got back and you were talking to her, he's like, "Where's Cheryl?" That was Cheryl, except Cheryl's just the person he named her. She reverted back to Alessa as an older being now. That's why I didn't recognize her, because she is older. And
well, that explains a lot now.
Explains a lot. I can't remember what else I have to say.
Well, the clipping was about the fire.
The clipping was this fire that said that the fire was an accident, and then it went down to burn 6 other houses. But since that doesn't exist, a lot of people think that they burned her in the ritual.
Okay.
Because that doesn't make quite as much sense, you know?
Yeah.
Oops, wrong door. That claims that because it's an accident versus purpose. Wrong doors again.
So caught up in the lore.
Okay. This is the right one. Ha. Okay. So, sealed Metatron. She went around trying to write that by preventing it from occurring, right?
Yeah.
But that seal around town doesn't do anything. But this is Alessa's room, her childhood room.
All right then. Fairy tales, books of animals and plants on the shelf.
Well,
so the little nightmare world is her her personal nightmare world.
Yeah. So she is subject to the whole time, and by spraying that seal, she's trying to prevent the demon from being born. But what really happened was that just spread the nightmare on the town. That's why the seal is always there. Remember how it was in the center of the school, and then it turns into the nightmare world.
Yeah.
It's blowing your mind a little bit.
So yeah, the nightmare world is her personal Silent Hill.
Is what she has been subject to the whole time.
Got it.
So
oh, that's crazy. So that makes a lot more sense now. So you're basically seeing her world.
Yeah, I'm living her world because her world becomes real.
Yeah.
If there's any questions you guys have in the comments, be free to ask in case I missed something.
Or to start a discussion down below.
Yeah, to start a discussion, because this is great. This will be our finale part, by the way. It'll probably be like a half hour long.
It's been a good ride.
Because we got some long cutscenes coming up here.
Come along. No. No, I don't want to. Do what Mommy tells you now. I just want you to lend me a teeny bit of your power. That's all. No. I don't want to do it. It will make everyone happy, and it's for your own good, too. Oh, but Mommy, I just want to be with you. Just two of us. Please understand. Oh, yes, I see. Maybe Mommy has been wrong. Mommy! Why didn't I see this before? There's no reason to wait. Herein lies the mother's womb, containing the power to create life. I could have done it all myself. Mommy?
So now we're in the Gillespie house.
Oh.
That was her room over there.
Oh, that was a transfer.
Except all the doors are locked, so you can't see Dahlia's room. But this is that house that burned down.
Did you see that picture back there?
I'm sorry, I missed it.
It's right. It was creepy. I don't want to look at it.
We'll look at it in post. Here we go.
Here we go. Fun boss time. Right? Oh,
yep.
I was shocked to realize the talisman of Metatron was being used.
Two halves of the soul.
In spite of the lost soul returning at last. Just a little longer and all would have been for naught. It's all because of that man. We must be thankful to him. Even though Alessa has been stopped, his little girl has to go. What a pity.
Freeze! What in the devil's name?
Dahlia.
Well, well, well. To think you'd make it this far.
Where's Cheryl? What have you done to her?
What are you talking about? You've seen her many times restored to her former self.
I'm in no mood for jokes.
Don't you see? She's right there.
That's absurd.
You are the only one who thinks so.
Why? Why are you doing this?
It's been a long 7 years. For the 7 years since that terrible day, Alessa has been kept alive, suffering a fate worse than death. Alessa has been trapped in an endless nightmare from which she never awakens. He has been nurtured by that nightmare, waiting for the day to be born. That day has finally come. The time is nigh. Everyone will be released from pain and suffering. Our salvation is at hand. This is the day of reckoning, when all our sorrows will be washed away. when we return to the true paradise. My daughter will be the mother of God.
Quit screwing around. Return things to how they were before.
Kaufman!
Did I ask for this? Nobody uses me. You won't get away with this.
Your work is over. We don't need you anymore. What do you think you could accomplish by coming here?
My, aren't we getting cocky? Bet you can't see this.
Glaucus! I thought I got rid of that!
All I had to do was plant it somewhere for you to find. You all, well, it kept you busy. Ha! You're easy. And there's more where this came from.
Stop it!
It's a long throw.
I know. What if he missed?
It's, it goes around like shit.
That game would be over. That was Alessa mixed with the god, I think.
Okay.
Huh? What the?
Or Alessa with the god inside of her.
Well, that's an unpleasant sound.
That's not supposed
Those are wings. I think that is the demon looking.
That's the god.
Oh.
And dies dead.
That's good. So basically,
Now, basically, there's no sound for the gun in this final boss for some reason.
it's also just noise.
Oh, I got zapped.
Oh, you are in red.
Hopefully, I didn't hurt again. If I didn't save Kaufman and if I were to get the bad ending, then I would have had to fight the white god, the white Alessa god. But
Before
since I had the Galapagos, I was able to
skip that part.
I was able to skip that. I was able to skip that and fight the god's true form.
So basically, Kaufman was their basically their drug lord, right?
Yeah, exactly. Kaufman was the drug lord, and he could no longer benefit.
Yeah, he didn't
benefit
know about
from-
the whole shit going on. He's like,
He didn't realize what they were trying to do.
yeah. He's like, hey, I just want a quick buck,
Mm-hmm.
and he got.
But like he's the one who kept the white Claudia.
Yeah. Okay, then once I heard like the whole part, like when he shot her, I was a little confused, like if he was what his role was. But now that makes sense that he's the. He was basically their drug lord, getting the money and stuff.
Now see. Now Sybil doesn't necessarily need to.
I think you're
I'm
empty.
out. I couldn't hear it, so.
Yeah, I was watching.
It might be the glitch from the PS3 version. Because you just can't hear the gun here in this last fight. Yeah, here
Oh,
you
there we
go.
go.
You can hear the shotgun. There you go. Game over.
Oh wow. For a god, it was kind of easy to take out.
Yeah. Well, my theory is that
It wasn't fully
developed yet, or because Alessa clearly didn't want the god to be born, so she was actively working against it as well. But it does seem silly that a god could be taken down by a gun. Now it's reverted back to Alessa.
Racer all over.
What's that?
Racer all over again.
Yeah.
It's a slow escape.
I'm trying to leave.
Technically, he had it coming, so.
Those who did wrong got what was coming to them.
Yeah. He did save the day, but, you know.
Dahlia and Michael Coffin, because he's the one that financed the cult
Pretty much.
through drugs. There she uses the last of her power to save them.
Would this play out the same if you killed Sybil, but it'd just be
Nope.
wouldn't it be her riding with him? It'd just be him.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that ending, honestly. She definitely doesn't run with you
Yeah, well, yeah, she would be dead.
because
Oh, wow.
she doesn't really have much to do with that final boss fight anyway. She didn't really do anything.
She was just there.
Now they say there's a lot of debate about what the canonical ending is because events of Silent Hill 3 suggest that she died. Because either or is fine for me. Both of them seem right to me.
I mean, canonically,
You just don't know if she lived or not.
You save Alessa
Because she doesn't do anything. The only reason Sybil's really there is so that Harry doesn't talk to himself the whole time. Because she just provides moral support.
Yeah.
But because you have to go through more effort to save her.
Yeah, you do.
But I mean, those who are familiar with Silent Hill 3, Heather has a thing that if he had used all of the Aglaophatus on Sybil to save her, then he couldn't have it at the end of Silent Hill 3 where she needs it. It'll make more sense when we get to that because this is only the first half of the story. The second half of the story is Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 2 is its own thing. Silent Hill 2 is unrelated to the cult. So
It's its own little cool story.
Exactly it.
And my interpretation of that is that Silent Hill pockets its own little worlds. That's why, I was trying to say, so this is her Silent, the nightmare is her Silent Hill. That's my reasoning behind it, but there's That's one school of thought in the Silent Hill kind of.
That it's a different universe, or
Yeah, like Silent Hill, like it's the big spiritual pull that it has different like pockets of its own reality that pulls people into. And for each person, like in Silent Hill 2, it's what's his face is.
Well, that is I understand what you mean, but that's wrong because in Silent Hill 2, the spiritual. We already know that the town had spiritual pressure already around it. So in Silent Hill 2, that natural power became twisted because of this, the events that happened here. If this didn't happen, Silent Hill 2 couldn't happen. Because that way the town became perverted and drew people in through its own means. And now we've got a blooper reel. So
there's no dog ending in this one, right?
Not in this one. There's a alien ending though.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Here we go. Now that was in the intro. We didn't show you off the intro in this playthrough, but in the intro that's his wife, but now it's Sybil.
Oh.
And here's the blooper reel.
Also, it's charm adding a little blooper reel at the end.
Yeah, I know.
Of this creepy psychological horror game.
I know. It's crazy.
It's like, we're not taking ourselves seriously, even though we just messed your mind up.
They're both dead. Sybil and the...
Possibly dead.
Possibly alive or dead, but either ending should suffice. There's Cheryl.
Gone. Dead.
Who was Alessa. That's how old Alessa was when she had to birth the god and was burned alive. And then that's Alessa at 14. Like her soul, because her soul continued to age, so that's her older.
Oh yeah, and their hands are all morphed together.
There's Dahlia. Lonzo.
This game.
A little privacy, please.
Gonna say though, Harry Mason deserves Dad of the Generation Award
for going through all that. That
he literally went to hell to save his adoptive daughter.
But then he went on to raise that baby as his own again.
Yeah. And then 3 happened, and depending on the ending, there's any interpretations of his fate.
And here's my result screen. There we go.
Good plus.
Got good plus ending. 14 saves, but normally I wouldn't save that much. That's what I unlocked for the next playthrough. That medallion on the bottom.
Yeah.
That allows you to get the alien ending, which if you guys don't know what the alien ending is, Google it.
It's
hilarious. You should also look at the other endings too, because this is only one ending and there are 5. But like I said, please let us know what you thought, because we had a lot of fun playing it.
Conversations on the bottom, what you think of the Silent Hill world.
Absolutely. We had a lot of fun playing it, and we really hope you guys liked it too, because Alonzo and I are going to come back and play Silent Hill 2.
Yes, that's going to be a fun time.
Very soon. And if you thought this game was cool...
Oh, Silent Hill 2 will have plenty to talk about.
Silent Hill 2 is much better than this one. Silent Hill 2 is my favorite game ever, but...
This is still a really good one.
Yeah, alright. So, with that, save the game. And we're done. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and have a good night. Yo, Mikey.
Mikey.
Miker.
Miker.
Macaroni.
Macaroni and cheese.